Okay, it's another day. It's evening. 5:10 p.m. I have about 50 minutes of walk that I can do and then come back before it becomes darker. So now, what do I talk about today? Well, you see, I want to first travel the world. I want to travel like everywhere, but now we are in like a very tense situation. I can't use passenger type of aircrafts. I have to level up myself so big that I have to use this sounds like boasting, but this is not boasting. This is like from in my head, like it's inevitable. I'm gonna attain the level of, I don't know whether to say it's success, because it's not success to me. It's like it's a lifestyle, right? Living in an in my head right now, I'm like, I could have reached that stage way before. I mean, way longer. I just had so much that I needed to accumulate, understand, realize, because there were things that I didn't understand. For me, you see, like when I look at the world, you see all this around us. I want to preserve this. Not just preserve this. The desire to develop this and innovate this, and the amount of information I have to gather in order to just understand or to experience this sort of life. You cannot do that being wealthy. You have to understand from their level of thought process by their standards first. Because if I was wealthy, I'm certainly sure like I wouldn't associate I am so, it's not that I don't want to associate, but I understand why the wealthy don't associate the poor, and that has to be understood from a psychological and behavioral point of view. From a behavioral point of view, you have to understand that their level of thoughts are, I'm not looking down on people. It's just like the more you start understanding the majority of human beings, and then you understand what is the difference between the 1% and the 99%, you come to realize like the 1% consists of human beings that are willing to do or willing to go beyond the average human psyche. What do I mean with psyche? The psychological operation system that they are running on. And when you see the majority of the world, look at the world and tell me, can somebody tell me that can somebody tell me, I mean, don't tell me, like try to convince me that we are living in a perfect world or in a better world, or like are we living at the peak? And what makes us think that we can't live or attain a peak? And that has to be understood first. What you have seen within these last 26 years, almost, like living in Sri Lanka, has been always about research. For me, as I said like multiple times, I'm extremely confused at the world. I'm confused why the world it is the way it is, but then I also understand now why the world the way it is. It's so, like if I was not a Buddhist, I totally understand. I mean, I wouldn't understand if I was not a Buddhist. I'm thankful that I am born into this nation, and then that this nation is from an Buddhist background. see, this is creation. This is the form of divinity that you will not understand unless you take a moment to think. Can you understand the perception of those two birds that are flying right now? Can you understand the perception of the living creatures in this lake here? Can you understand the biodiversity that is right now governing this reality? And the more you start learning about Buddhism and Buddha Loke, or a Buddhist worldview, you come to realization it's like staying in the middle, not to the extreme. While the middle itself is the extreme. You know, it requires an enormous amount of control to become a Buddhist. It requires to let go of, shedding ego over and over and over, but at the same time keeping certain traits that is required for you to why do you think, like, why the Buddhists are practicing Kung Fu or Shaolin, I can't pronounce it. Hello. See, the dog is watching me. I didn't realize it. Come back. It was like, hello, who is this? I'm learning to balance my psychology in a way where I can stay in the middle, where I don't go towards to the extreme. But then මෙතනින් ඇවිදගෙන යද්දී ඉතින් දකින්න කුණු ටික දැක්කාම මේ කුණු දාගෙන යන මිනිස්සු ටිකේ මනස තියෙනවනේ මගේ ඔළුව තියෙන මකලා හදන්න ඕනේ කියන්නේ ෆෝමැට් කරන්න ඕනේ. If you understood what I mean, like formatting, I mean operating system එක සම්පූර්ණව මකලා දාන්න ඕනේ. ඉස්සලම operating system එක මකලා දාලා මුන්ට අලුතෙන් operating system එකක් දාන්න ඕනේ. කරන්න පුළුවන් දෙයක්ද මේ කියන්නේ? බෑ. So now I am like, let go of these people that you can't change. And I'm also in this mode now, like I have learned within this 26 years about our nation and about our people, that I understand the whole entire universe and existence now. You can මිනිස්සු ඇයි මේ ලෝකේ why this world is falling apart and why there's cyclical events, why the human consciousness is falling and turning into this entire cycle of yugas where you have like 4 yuga cycles, okay, where you have the golden age and then from there onwards declining and then reaching again to the golden age. I understand that totally. And now we are living in the time where deception is highest. The deception is so high that people don't understand what is reality and what is good from wrong, and the majority of people are existing within those operating frameworks. I mean, there are windows in their head, the tabs that is in their heads. Yeah, මට කියන්න දේවල් තියෙනවා මේ කට අහගෙන ඉන්නේ. අපේ මිනිස්සු ජාතියත් එක්ක, ලෝකෙම මිනිස්සු ජාතියත් එක්ක. First of all, what a lot of people don't understand is your entire economical model that you have been educated in is in this moment being dismantled. The way you think business is going to run, the way you think business is supposed to be run, all has to be changed, because the way the world has moved right now has shown us only one thing. It has created an unsustainable economical model and a business model that is using that economical model to keep on creating this chaos. What is the chaos? Well, look around, walk around, look around, look at what's happening in all these different countries, whether it's the developed countries or whether it's the developing countries. Look around. Right? Are we human beings living as we කියන්න මොනද කියලා මම අහනවා. In my head, I'm asking myself, like, do I have to verbalize this even, or do I have to ask even about it? Look around. Why is this world so messed up? Can anyone tell me it's not messed up? I mean, yes, we all have the opportunity to think it's not messed up. Okay, in our heads we can be delusionally believe like, okay, the world is in perfect harmony and we are living in a perfect world. But then we have people that are suffering, right? And then we have people that are not suffering, right? Now why is it that there's a few people that are not suffering, and why is there a majority of people that are suffering? And then you have to think it from this perspective. This is something that I don't want to, that I am not supposed to do, but I want to do. What is the normal framework when someone wants to do good but then experiences bad? What do you think usually happens in that context? Let's say you have human beings that wants to see good. We have different sorts of people in history that you can relate to. Take for example Jesus Christ or Buddha. Okay, I will stick to Buddha first because from there are many other examples, but from my psychology and from my understanding that I have come through now, like I have followed different faiths, and based on each faith we have different types of human beings that will give you an example of how we should operate in this world. But then there's this one individual that has touched my mind, heart and soul, that gives all the answers. Okay, and now I'm like, how would we want to live in this world? And then we have people that are living right now in a loop. We call it a karmic loop. When you understand the karma system, which is like you have actions and then you have reactions, and then when you do certain actions you have different consequences, in short. So now we have planetary consequences. Look at the world and then tell me we don't have planetary consequences. We are not apparently, aren't we experiencing in this day of age, I mean, a decline of society? And everyone knows that. And then you have all the answers out in the open to overcome it, but yet we are moving towards that is inevitable. But then you have to understand it. Every tree that falls or dies, there's always another tree that grows, you know. And then when you look at it from a human perception, right? When you have a human perception that gives you okay, and now I am like, okay, this is what I enjoy, and I want everyone else to enjoy like this, and I want everyone else to enjoy what? Creation. Look at it from its purest form. I want this to develop. See, where would you want this new economy that we are building step at a time? People don't understand decentralization at all. People don't understand why Bitcoin was created, what is the vision behind Bitcoin. People think it's just all about supercars, fancy homes and some babes. That is their level of perception of it, right? I mean, when Bitcoin was introduced, people must have been thought, okay, we are gonna be wealthy and now we have money and then we can do whatever we want. If people live like that, then nothing will develop. The reason Bitcoin was developed or introduced to anyone on this planet was first to understand what is happening with the old economical model, the old economical monetary system that has created this havoc, this world that we are in right now. We are so dependent on a centralized model that when one country with another country goes to war, the entire world is affected. And that itself makes you understand from a logical term that what has to change. And in order to change that, we have to educate the world to understand what is decentralization. And decentralization is not all about making money first. First, it's understanding why it was created, what was invented, and how it was invented. But then not why, how it was invented, but what is the purpose behind it. And now when you understand it, Bitcoin is not something that is designed to make you rich only. It is to make you understand where you have to invest it into. See, when you have so many people around the world right now taking part in obtaining or investing into an asset, okay, which over time has the ability to grow in multiple X's, what makes you not understand that we can use that to decentralize our own infrastructures? What makes you not understand that it will not help you to build better cities? What makes you not understand that in order to build better cities, you can't go just invest it into cities that are centralized and that is falling? I mean, look at the cities that we're living. First, they are when you look at it, it's Babylon. It's straight Babylon. Okay? And it's a failing city, it's a dying city, it's dying cities that you see, that you're living in mostly. So in order to build better decentralized cities, you have to understand it from sustainability, in understanding where you have to invest first. And now I'm like in the stage, okay, first I tried it in several different ways to get there, to start this vision. But then over time, like there were like several question marks why the majority of human beings have not understood that. And why is it that I understood it, and why is it that those don't understand? And now I understand why also. Not everybody is the visionary, and when you have no visionary that understands the visionary, okay, you come to realization that people will invest it into the wrong places and wrong community. So now maybe like what we need is like the Bitcoin community to advance and properly understand why Bitcoin was created. And we have the reason now why. I mean, you can look at it, look at the war, and look at the fuel system, and then look at the dependency that we have on energy that is not sustainable. And then when you get that, you come to realization, okay, here we can collectively work on to building in every nation a Bitcoin community that will focus on, okay, building sustainable infrastructures. Again, it's not that hard to understand. And when you build sustainable infrastructures, but what is the basic need that we require? We need food, we need transportation. I've been telling this multiple times on this channel, I mean on this account, and soon I will be talking about it more. I'm really happy, like I have come to this stage that I can verbalize it. There were like several things that I had to check, like there was this checklist of skills that I required. Okay, I need to check on this, I have to check on this and do this, because I don't want to be dependent on anyone. I'm a very hyper independent human being, and when I'm a hyper independent human being, I also believe that everyone should be hyper independent. It shouldn't be dependent, and a dependent system is centralized. But then the foundation of it, when you start it, you have an foundation that is centralized initially, and then from that foundation you start into decentralization. And in my terms, I know, like from the level of thought process that I have and the things that I think of, okay, I think of like floating cities. I am thinking of cities that are so highly advanced that in the sky, I mean quantum levitating, quantum locking, you know. And then when you have quantum locking, you can build cities in the sky, you know. So now I am like I have that thought pattern, but then I don't have people around me that has that capability. So now I have to build an economical model that will push that economy into education, and then from there onwards it will move towards sustainability, and then into different sorts of I mean, why am I alive? Just to make money? Nah. To live life, right? to eat well, to travel, and then experience creation, right? And now in order to experience creation, I just have to build the path. And now I have created the mental model or the psychological model that requires or that can push it towards new operating system, in short. So now this new operating system is more likely going to be that see, in order to create this world that I see, the future that I see, what is the future? A Kardashev civilization.